about the character performer auditions. I made a video originally the day I did the auditions. I auditioned in Philly this past Saturday, but unfortunately I decided to give, a different change of scenery and do it while I was actually home, back in good old Baltimore. Good morning, Baltimore, every day's like an open door. And my webcam on my desktop is atrocious. It recorded the whole thing and there was no sound. I was devastated because I had everything completely fresh in my mind from that day. The only thing that had happened in between was like eating and seeing my little sister's production of Godspell, freshman year musical. Woo woo. She was wonderful, sang We Beseech Thee, blew everyone out of the water. It was great. Get on my Facebook page and watch it if you really want to see the entertainment with which I was blessed on that day. But anyway, I'm going to try to get this done within the commercial break of Smash, which is probably not going to happen, but oh well. That's what Hulu's for. Anyway, you guys are more important. It's fine. Plus, Justin's really wanting to see this video, so hi, Justin. Shout out to Jared. You'll probably get another shout out once I actually start telling the story. Okay, so about character auditions. All right, so the traffic was terrible. It should have been a 20-minute drive, and it ended up being an hour-long drive. So I was really flustered. I was number 260. I was devastated. I like to show up to auditions. If it's not a cattle call, I like to show up at least 45 minutes to half an hour beforehand so that I'm not I don't want to be first because that's intimidating. But I want to be there early enough to be at least within the first 100. Good grief. That was ridiculous. And the fact that there were even that many people at that audition when everyone was describing auditions as, they were all saying, oh, there were 65 people and stuff. And so I was expecting, maybe 65. No, I was hot mess of hair right now. I was number 260, and the highest number, someone had said that there were 264 of us. I never met 264. Better. I never saw 264. So I don't know if 264 actually existed. We only had up to 263 who actually auditioned. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe 264 was just you know what? This is ridiculous. I came way too late and left. I don't know. If you're 264, you should have come. You would have been in my group. And I'll get into that later. So we did the first part, which was more of the parade dancing. It was great because there really was no waiting. It was the most efficient audition I've ever been to. I'm pretty sure I can't talk. I'm pretty sure as soon as they had 100 people, they just decided to get the auditions rolling because I got there at 9:25. And they were letting the second group in. So I did not really have to do much waiting at all. Within my wait, I got to meet Sarah. Hi, Sarah, if you're watching this. And she told me a little bit about what she had just done for the parade dance. So that was nice to get to talk to somebody I met on Facebook and from the main page. So everybody join the main page because you can meet people and it's cool. So I did that and I waited. I found a friend of mine, Becky, who I did not realize was auditioning. I'm pretty sure she was doing the general audition, which I did not realize this was not just the college program auditions. It was also the general auditions, so that was cool. I have no clue who I met, if they were in the college program or not for most of the people, but that's fine. Maybe we'll all be down to Disney. I don't know. I like to see everybody that I met at the auditions. I really liked everybody that I met, but anyway, so we didn't have to do much waiting, and when we were measured first. There was just a tape measure that was taped, and then she had this machine thing that beeped, and I don't really know what the purpose of that was, but it measured me completely correctly, 62.75 inches, which everyone makes fun of me for saying that I am 5'2 3/4", but now it is Disney sanctioned, so nobody can make fun of me anymore. And so I got measured, I got my number, signed in, all that good stuff, and then they call the 200 to 264, which again, 264 was not there. So I don't know if that was made up or if there really was a 264, but if you were 264, you should have been there, because when we did the across the floor combination, which is what the parade style dance was, the last group, they made us go in fours, and the last group consisted of two people. And I felt so bad because, I mean, we all got to basically have somebody in our peripheral vision on each side, unless, you were on the ends, but you got to see three people on your peripheral vision, so it's not really that big of a deal. And they only had each other, so that was a little sad. But, I mean, they were fine anyway. It just, 264, come on. So, yeah, but that combination was really, really simple. It was just like march 2 3 4, jazz square 2 3 4, skip, and a grapevine, and then I think it was a 3-step turn and some arms. But they were really looking for a lot of animation and a lot of really big facials and everything, and not just like the face. Like everybody tells you, make sure that you smile, and smiling is important, don't get me wrong, but it's really, really about the energy, because the people who made it to the second round were not just smiling, because there were plenty of beautiful people in all different height ranges. I don't understand all this height range drama that's going on all of the pages about the auditions, because I saw people of all shapes, sizes, colors, heights getting cut. So I don't know exactly what was going on with all of that. I guess Philly just didn't do it. I don't know. But the people who made it were all people who had very big personalities while they danced, no matter what their feet did. Though, I mean, not too many people like messed up, and if they did, everybody messes up like one little step somewhere. It's not like anybody completely bombed or anything. It wasn't a very difficult combination at all, which I think is so that everybody has the opportunity to be able to bring in as much energy as possible, and the casting directors can see if you fit that. So that was nice. And then if like it looked like you were kind of forgetting, the choreographer was on the side. He was great. I liked the choreographer. He was very nice, and he was very encouraging and very funny. Kept the room very relaxed, the energy very positive. And so he would call out the steps if people were having difficulty. And it was to this like hip hop version of It's a Small World, which I need to find because that was really funny. I really liked that version. And except it's kind of long. Hopefully I can find a shorter version, because Small World's already a pretty long song. But anyway, so that was fun. And then those of us who made it, got our numbers called. And there were two girls I was talking to in the beginning, and one of them whose name I don't remember, but you know who you are, and I hope that you see this video at some point, so that I know your name started with a D. I think you were great. You had a really cute long-sleeved orange lace shirt, and you were really nice, and I liked our conversation. I'm just horrible with names. And then there was this girl, Susie, who also made it, who was in the 260 to 264. Well, I guess our group was more like 258, I think, onward on the people marching, because then there were the two people who were at the end. But anyway, so that was kind of cool. Like that half of the two people that I was talking to in the beginning made it on to the next round too. So then we really didn't have much downtime at that point. We basically ran in there. We filled out the paper that we were supposed to fill out with, whether we were doing this for general audition or if we were doing this for the college program, and which session of the college program, if you're doing that, all that stuff. And you staple it to your we couldn't staple it to our resumes because they didn't bring a stapler. We had to write on our resumes our city and our audition number. So that's what we did. They do take your resumes. I know everybody's like, oh, if you don't have a resume, don't worry about it, which is fine. You don't have to worry about it. But if you do, it's not like it. I feel like a lot of us who do have headshots and resumes felt like it was banned. no, bring your headshot and resume. It's totally fine. And if you don't have one, there were plenty of people who didn't either. So, good experience to remember to bring your headshot and resume for those of us who are regular performers who do. But they totally accept it like it was just no big deal. So it's not like it's this big banned thing of no headshots or resumes type of thing. So we turned those in at the same time, and by the time we basically finished our forms, we were going in the room with the other two groups because they split them up 100, 63, originally 64. And so we all went into the room, we got our pictures taken. Some people got a face shot, and then they got a profile shot. Ooh, not that side of my profile. I did not get one, but the girl whose name I don't remember, that if you see me, find me on Facebook. She did get a profile shot, so I don't know. I don't know what that's about. You guys can conspiracy theorize all you want to your heart's content about what that means. I give up on trying to figure out what everything means. It's exhausting, and we'll find out everything by April 20th. So it's really not that long of a wait. And at least we have a set date. I mean, auditions where you just might not get contacted if you don't make it, that's stressful. I'm not that stressed out because we at least get a date. So we got our pictures taken, as I had said, and then the casting directors, who were really nice, they were so cute. The one just smiles the whole time, and the other one, who did most of the speaking, she's a cute little short woman, very animated, talked about a little bit her experience being a character performer. I'm pretty sure she was probably a mouse. She was pretty short, and I feel like someone who used to be Mickey would be someone who would be a good casting director, because that's the big cheese. I had to. So she was, yes, so they explained all that to us in the animation, and what we had to do was we had 3 counts of 8 to do the animation, and then we had to learn the difficult dance, which honestly, I've only taken jazz 1 and ballet 1, and then I've done a couple shows though, but most of my shows haven't been dance heavy. I'm pretty sure Hairspray, I mean, I was in cabaret, but I was not a dancing part in cabaret, so Hairspray was really the only, other kind of dancing. That was intense, so I usually count that as kind of a dance boot camp for me. So there was nothing I could not do, other than, the height at which I can kick my leg. I can only control that so much, but, the most difficult things were probably the hitch kick, the pirouette, the piqué turn, and then if you can't do it, which I can't to save my life, though I did the second time we did the dance, was the bell kick thing, so you guys can't see my feet. There was no point for that. But heel click, bell click, I don't know. It's where you jump and your 2 heels touch each other. Very popular in corny Broadway type shows. So those were probably the hardest steps, but it was really more so just the fact that we had to learn all of it in a huge crowd. They dwindled us down by a lot, but when there were 263 of us to begin with, the group was just huge. It was huge, and you could never see his feet unless you were one of the aggressive people who really pushed their way to the front. So I would not have survived if not for, they called us into random groups, and once again, I don't know what the groups meant. You can conspiracize all you want, conspiracy theorize, I guess, conspiracize, whatever. You could sit there and think about what that could possibly mean all you want. I personally think that they did that so that they put us in certain groups to psych us out, so that we were all sitting there thinking about what could this possibly mean, and no one actually knows what the meaning is, because there is no meaning. I like that plan. That is my opinion. So because I didn't look like any of the girls in my group, none of them, so it's fine. And so we basically, if I would not have known half the choreography, and this is when I met Jared, if not for our going over it while waiting for our own turns to get called in our groups of 5, I believe we were called in, Yes, we were calling groups of 5 to do the routine, and Jared and I met up, hugged, all that good stuff. Yeah, Jared. And then we just followed people who looked like they knew what they were doing, and we would just be behind them and just be like doing our routine. At one point, the whole room started doing the routine together. The whole waiting room started doing the routine together. It was great. Thank you, redheaded girl who was on the right side in the blue tank top and the black dance shorts. You were wonderful. We followed you most of the time. You're great. Thanks for helping us with our counts. And guy in, I think, black jazz pants, green t-shirt, and blonde hair maybe. Thank you for helping lead that side as well. We just kind of bounced. We were mostly with the redheaded girl, but thank you for leading us into the entire room practice session and for helping us with counts as well. It was great. We just all did it together, and that really helped because I just didn't know what moves were going on because I couldn't see his feet. And so we went, we got into our groups when we were called, and then we did the dance. And then as far as I know, that was it. We got a piece of paper, which I don't have the piece of paper on me, I don't think. But we got a piece of paper that had told the general audition people what to look forward to. I didn't read that part. And then it had said for a college program, you find out about whether you got in or not on the 20th. And I think that's through email, and you have only so many days to reject or accept. So I'm really hoping it went well. If you have any questions, like what were people wearing? What was the routine like? If I didn't just do it enough for you, because the first one I basically just did for you. As far as what I said verbally was it. But if you wanted more detail about all of that, just ask me anything, and hopefully I should be able to answer your questions. If you saw me at the auditions, hi, and Facebook friend me, subscribe to me, all that good stuff. I'm really sad that I missed Danya. Jared and I were both sad. She was a good person and made it on time to the first group, so we never actually saw her. Jared was literally 100 before myself, so I did get to actually see him. But, I would have liked to have met you, but we'll meet when we're down in Disney. So I hope to see all of the people that I talked to and then some when we're actually down in Disney. Great job, Philly people. I thought we were a pretty good crowd as far as being friendly, and it was the friendliest audition I've ever been to. The fact that we all actually helped each other it was wonderful. It was a nice positive energy. We didn't really break into any kind of groupage. We all talked to each other. It was just great. It was just the most positive audition I had ever been to, and it was such a great experience. I know people think, oh well, everybody says it's a good experience and all this stuff and meeting people, blah blah blah, but it's really just about getting in. But you think that, we all think that a little bit in the back of our heads, let's all be honest now. But then you get there, and then you just realize, we're just all a bunch of really friendly, happy, Disney loving people, and it's great. So that was great. No matter what the outcome, I definitely would not change my experience because you all were really nice. You are a really talented bunch, and I cannot wait to meet you all in Disney. And I guess, unless I get accepted, this will probably be, I probably will post a I'm bored post or watch me perform in this show, in this clip type of video. But unless I get a character position, I probably will only have one video until I get down to the mouse's house. So I'm extremely excited. So I hope, again, if you have questions, ask me. I hope this was helpful, and hi to everybody in Philly, and good night.